Canada has revoked its emergency measures, having used them to crush dissent, but certain financial restrictions will be in place permanently. Hello there, you 5 million awakening wonders. I know it can be hard to be in this world sometimes. I feel your suffering. We are in this together. We will continue to improve together in spite of evident creeping tyranny across the globe. New convoys are springing up to protest while emergency measures are being slipped into law. And today we want to talk about what's happening in Canada post-convoy. Because while Trudeau has been pressured into revoking the emergency measures first proposed, there are slippery little financial movements happening that bring us closer to a kind of technocratic tyranny. We're going to be investigating that in today's video. Canada's 3-week-old freedom convoy is nearly over. Every trucker blockade in Canada has been cleared. The mostly peaceful protests against the Liberal government's vaccine mandate for truckers are being broken up by law enforcement. Under Mr. Trudeau's decree, police had the authority to push back crowds on foot or with horses, use pepper spray, enter trucks and other vehicles by whatever means necessary and make arrests en masse. That's what they did. So it's just worth checking in there. Push back crowds, use pepper spray, enter trucks and other vehicles, make arrests en masse. Hold that image. In December 2020, Mr. Trudeau chided India for its police response to farmers' blockades of Delhi. Let me remind you, he said, Canada will always be there to defend the right of peaceful protests. Oh, okay then. Whether or not there are extremist elements to a protest, or indeed any large group of human beings, you can see why it's favourable to amplify that narrative if you want to oppose and shut down any form of dissent. And that's exactly what's happened here. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has revoked the emergency powers he invoked over just a week ago, saying, "We're ready to confirm that the situation is no longer an emergency." Have you noticed how often we're talking on our videos about the use of language? This is terror now. This is misinformation. This is an emergency. Language is being heavily weaponized by the state. Canada's Deputy Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland, wants to make permanent the invasive financial surveillance system introduced as part of the Emergency Act to crush the civil liberties protest. Freeland had announced the initial powers earlier this week to freeze the bank accounts of those who support the protests. This order covers both personal and corporate accounts. What I find offensive about that is it's happening under the auspices of liberal democracy. Okay, we're just going to be freezing your bank account. We're just going to be asking you never to leave the house again. We're just going to be pepper spraying you in the eyes. How about this? Hey guys, we're thinking it would really help us with these illegal occupations if we had certain measures like to be able to freeze bank accounts. So we're putting it to the vote. Would you like that? Because it's your country, you pay us. Right? They're not doing that, are they? They're just putting those measures in place. That isn't Chrystia Freeland. That's dark crystally tyranny land.
In terms of the financial instruments which our government is using right now.
If I nod at you like this, perhaps you won't notice what we're proposing belongs to the last century in terms of centralized tyranny.
To act against these illegal blockades and illegal occupation, we reviewed very, very carefully the tools at the disposal of the federal government.
Ah, good old tools. A tool and a weapon, it depends what you do with it, isn't it? This is a tool. What are you going to do with it?
And we used all the tools that we had.
What are these tools? Why are you saying these things are tools? Just some tools. What are these tools? Tools are, you go do your fucking tools for the rest of your life, or else we're nicking your money. I don't remember agreeing to that.